everybody. Welcome to Wednesday's Word. This is Pastor Sarah here, and we're going to just jump right into our story today. This week, we're learning all about a man named Philip. Philip was one of the first missionaries, or people who traveled around to different places to tell others about Jesus. Philip had had experiences where he'd gone from town to town and seen tons of people come to follow Jesus. Hundreds and hundreds. Philip had been able to perform miracles and do all kinds of amazing things. One day after he'd been preaching and teaching to people and seeing people healed and come to believe in Jesus, he felt the Holy Spirit tell him in his heart that it was time for him to go somewhere else. The Holy Spirit said, "Go south down this desert road that runs from Jerusalem to Gaza." So Philip obeyed the Holy Spirit, and on his way, he saw a man from Ethiopia in a chariot, and he noticed that this man was reading from a scroll that had some Bible verses in it from the book of Isaiah in the Old Testament. Philip felt the Holy Spirit telling him to go and talk to the man from Ethiopia. Now, Philip had had all of these amazing experiences where hundreds of people had come to follow Jesus. Philip might have even seen when Peter preached and thousands of people began to follow Jesus. He'd been involved in some pretty cool, crazy experiences. So, how exciting could be talking to one man, right? Well, Philip didn't ignore the Holy Spirit just because it wasn't a big, exciting, flashy moment. Philip went over and talked to the man from Ethiopia. He told him all about Jesus, and the man from Ethiopia believed in Jesus and wanted to follow him. In fact, Philip baptized him in water, and the man from Ethiopia returned to Ethiopia to tell people from his country all about Jesus. So hundreds and thousands and maybe millions of people believed in Jesus because of what Philip did. When Philip told this man from Ethiopia about Jesus, he saw this man go back to Ethiopia and tell his family and friends all about Jesus. But even if that didn't happen, it was so amazing that Philip saw one person come to believe in Jesus. The Bible tells us that the angels celebrate in heaven when one person is saved. It's a huge deal when someone comes to believe in Jesus. Any Christian can be used by God to tell others about Jesus. Maybe you tell hundreds of people about Jesus, maybe you tell just one person. But I encourage you to take some time to pray tonight and ask God about people that you can share Jesus with. You can ask God to give you opportunities or chances. I encourage you to pray to Jesus and ask him for opportunities to tell others about Jesus. Ask the Holy Spirit to kind of nudge your heart and say, talk to that person, tell them about me. And ask the Holy Spirit to give you the right words to say. You have no idea what impact you telling someone about Jesus could have. One person could come to follow Jesus, hundreds of people could come to follow Jesus, but even if that person that you tell about Jesus doesn't believe in him right away, you've still done something good and shown love to that person. The Bible tells us that sometimes when we tell others about Jesus, it's like planting a seed in a garden. It takes time for that seed to grow, but once it's planted, it's there and it's on its way. Sometimes you tell them about Jesus and they just need time. And that's okay. Tonight is encounter prayer. We're taking time to pray together and to worship. I encourage you to watch with your parents and to take some time to pray together as a family about who you can tell about Jesus. Have a great night.